Good morning, children. Welcome to the Saturday Storytelling. I'm Deepa, the founder and the director of Dewdrops International Preschool. Every Saturday, I'm here to tell you a story. Do you know why I'm telling a story for you? Because I like hearing stories. When my mom used to tell me, when my grandma used to tell me, when my teachers used to tell me, when my friends used to tell me, I love hearing stories. And when I hear a story, the informations that I gather from them stays with me always. And I wanted to give that back to you so that you children will know what you are wanting to know. And I want to keep those valuable information, all valuables, thought processes within you so that when you grow into a beautiful butterfly, things are going to be really, really colorful and easy for you. Now that we all know that you are having a summer vacation and at a home, mom is finding it very difficult to keep you guys occupied. I'm going to play a small part in making it enjoyable for you and also to your parents. Summer vacations. Oh my God, it's the hot sun, isn't it? It's totally hot. Morning, night, evening, whatever time you say, we feel kind of sultry. The humid is very high and we feel always soaked in sweat. But you kids have an alternative, which you think is right. The alternatives are drinking ice waters as soon as you come home after play, playing in scorching sun in the afternoons because you got time to play with your friends and you are not bothered about what time you're out to play. Then comes opening the fridge because it's got this chill air coming on you, and you want to just let your face inside and have this chillness always. And the fourth, you keep pestering your parents that you want an AC to keep running always at home. Now I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't do all these four. And next, so story session, I'm going to tell you what you're supposed to do. Now, as I was telling you, the first primary factor B, you want to drink ice water as soon as you come back from play. When you're out playing in hot sun, your body is in high temperature because you've been in sun. It has absorbed some heat into it, and it is in a very hot form. Now, when you drink water, and more precisely, when you drink cold water or ice water, what happens? Your body chills down immediately. Nothing is good when it is extremely high and low. So your body, it needs time to bring that its higher temperature in body temperature to normal temperature over 10-15 minutes. At the moment you drink a cold water, what happens? It doesn't know what to do and it started to react to the cold water. You may feel it has very nice, it feels so nice to drink that, it feels divine. But what happens is when the cold water goes in, you get sore throat, you get common cold, and that is a problem because after you get all this fever comes in, you will not be able to play out. So avoid drinking cold water as soon as you come into the house. Give some time, pour water, keep it next to you. After 5 minutes, you can drink it. So water would have come down to some temperature, like from the cold to the increase to some warm temperature. Your body would have settled down a bit as well, and so it's right to drink. Coming to the second one, which I was telling is that when are you going to play out? You can play in the morning and in the evening time. In the midday, that is like in the noon and afternoon, the sun is right ahead of you on the top and its intensity is very high. When that is the case, the rays that falls on you, it has good and bad effects. And your skin, you're not used to exposing them to such heat, and so they start growing dry as well. And that will that will prompt you to drink ice water as soon as you come home. So avoid playing during the midday. Enjoy yourself in the morning and in the evening. The third one being said, most of us know, even my children, they love to open the fridge and say that they wanted to look in what is there. But I know but the fact it is just to feel the chill air on them. The same effect. The moment you come out from a hot place and then you expose yourself to a cold air, it will again cause you fever, sore throat, and cold. So avoid it. And fourthly, I know you wanted the AC to be running always. You know how harmful AC and fridge are to the environment. I have told you what the effects of uh, drinking cold water and other things, but do you know how bad it is not just for you, also for the environment? AC and refrigerators, they consume lots of electricity. How do we get electricity? It is through fossil fuels and we get generated with fossil fuels. And what happens is they also release green gases. These gases pollute the environment and they also help in global warming. They also contribute to global warming. They're not helping out, they are contributing to global warming. We as students must understand that it is important we take care of ourselves and the environment we live in for the present and for the future. So, having said this, we'll go into the story session. Today I have decided we'll do a story on camel and jackal. Do you know who's the camel? Yes, the king of the desert. They are the ones who live in the desert. They have long legs and they have humps on the back. They drink lots of water in one time and they find it, and then they use this water to keep themselves hydrated over a long period. Now there was this camel here, and there was a jackal. Jackal, you know what is a jackal? Yes, it's more like if you look, it looks like a fox. Jackal looks like a fox because I'm trying to say this because you understand what kind of animal it is. And it used to live in a forest. Now this jackal was living in a forest and he was suddenly very hungry. I'm very hungry. What to do now? I'm not able to find any food around. The jackal was thinking, what am I going to do? Very tired and very hungry, the jackal started to roam around. And as he was roaming, he came closer to a river and he saw a lush village on the other side of the river. What is lush? Green vegetables, fruits, all of that was there on that side. But this side he was not able to find enough. So Jackal was thinking, how do I cross the river and go to that particular village? He wanted some kind of a help and he was looking around. He's looking around. Am I able to find somebody who can help me or can I find something that will help me? And what happens? He finds a camel sitting there. How do a camel sit? They have the legs folded and they sit like this and it was munching on something. How does a camel munch? Yes. How does it do? Um, Can you do it with me, little ones? Yes. Do it again. Um, So its mouth used to be like this, and it was it used to chew on the food and keep munching and munching and munching. So now the jackal went to the camel and said, "Hey, camel," and the camel was like, "Hey, hi, jackal." And the jackal was telling the camel, "You know, I have found food for both of us, and I want you to help me get that food." The camel was like, "Why should I help you? I'm already happily seated here, munching on my food." The jackal said, "What you eat here is dry, but what I'm going to show you, or give you, or provide you is very lushy, juicy, and very, very tasty." Obviously, all of us get attracted to such words because it sounds great and you wanted to taste it. Already your taste buds, they are looking forward to some more juicy to taste. So now the camel finally accepted, and the jackal was saying, we have to cross the river in order to acquire this. So I want you to help me cross the river. And the camel was like, how are we going to do that? Jackal said, "You're a super swimmer. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna climb on your back and you're gonna take me across the river." The jackal was like, "Ah, you're too heavy for me to carry." Now Jackal knows how to be very good with his words. He said, "Come on, camel. I know you're the strongest here. You are able to sustain even in desert, and you have so much of strength that you don't want water for a very long time. So with this attributes carry me, the small animal. Would it be a problem to you?" Huh? The camel was like, "Yes, yes, I am very strong. I can do it. Climb on me." And then the jackal went forward and it got back on the camel. Now the camel started to swim. Look, I want all of you to do this with me. Yes, yes, do it. Like this. Yes, of course he was doing this. And they crossed the river. The jackal got down from the camel and they saw a lushy field with corns, fruits, vegetable, grapes, whatever it was available. The camel went forward, started munching on the food as always. Come on, tell it with me. Yeah, say it with me. So now the jackal was like, "Slow eater, look at me how I'm going to gulp on the food." So he's like saying, "I'm going to gulp." How do you gulp? Do it with me, do it with me. How about this gulping? Eating the food without chewing and just swallowing it inside is called gulping. He does that. Now what happens? Quickly, fox, the jackal had completed his food. The camel, the slow eater, was still munching on the food, having his stomach full. The jackal wanted to howl. What is howl? Ooh. Can you do it with me? Ooh. The jackal was doing that. Come on again. Ooh. Yes. The jackal started howling. The camel was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And the jackal was like, "Every time once I have my stomach full, I howl. And that's my habit." The camel was like, "Continue." And he started to do his job. Yes. And what was the howl? What was jackal doing? Oh, oh. Yes. Now, what happens is the village is not just about these fields, isn't it? It has farmers, their children, their wife, everybody were there. They heard this howling. They started running off with big, big sticks and roots and all that. The moment the jackal saw them arriving, it didn't alert the camel and it went into hiding because it knew those sticks were to beat. So he didn't want to be a part of it. So it left the camel to get the beating and it went and hid himself. The camel who was standing very tall, isn't it? Would the bushes be able to cover him or the field be enough to cover him? So he was standing very tall and the villagers saw him. They immediately came and started beating him. How did they beat him? Come on and do it with me. Shh, shh, shh. Again, again, again. Shh, shh, shh. Exactly. That's how they were beating. Once more, once more. Shh, shh, shh. Ah. The camel was like, "Oh no, it's paining here, it's paining here. Oh, don't beat me, don't beat me." All that he said, and then it started running towards where? Where would it run towards? Now they are beating this side. Where would it run to? Yes, he started running towards it. The jackal who was watching all of this, he saw his transport to go to the other side, going, leaving him. Now the jackal started saying, "Hey camel, you're leaving me here. Take me along with you." Now the camel was very hungry. "You didn't alert me. You went into hiding and now you want me to help you." But it didn't say anything. It decided to take revenge. So the camel said, "Hop on." And what you know what he did? The camel, as he was going, when he was in the middle of the river, he took a dip. What is dip? It went into the water and then came up. What happened to the jackal who was there? The jackal immediately started drowning. He does not know to swim. He was dependent on the camel. So the camel decided to take revenge. And he was like, not me swimming. In the middle of the river, the camel took a dip. The jackal didn't have a hold. He drowned. The camel swam to the other side. So the moral of the story is that you have to make friends with the right people whom you can trust. The jackal is not trustworthy because the moment he saw a danger coming, he did not help the camel. And whatever you have should be more than enough rather than you going into somebody's place to take their food. That's totally wrong what they eat. So that is why the camel got the beating. And when you do harm to somebody, like the jackal was harming the camel because he was seated silently on on the other side of the river bank, but he um, forcefully gave him nice, beautiful words, made him carry him on his back because he wanted something. And once he had his fill, he did not care about the camel. So he was trying to do something ill towards a camel, and hence it ended up in dying. Kids, always be true to your friends. Help them as much as possible in case of danger or whatever it is. I sincerely ask you to be that friend indeed, who's there always in good and bad. Such kind of friendships take you to greater heights. I hope all of you have enjoyed this story session today. I will meet you again next Saturday at 10:30 a.m. with a new story and new tips on what you're supposed to do in summer. So until then, take care.